Hello there folks, it's Jim here with tradingwithjim.com. Changed my channel name from I Am With Jim, which used to stand for Internet Marketing with Jim. Changed it to Trading with Jim since trading crypto is primarily what I do these days. Okay, so Trading with Jim is the new channel name, and I am creating a website with the same name. There's not much there right now. However, right now I wanted to show you how to set up your own 5-minute trading strategy in Cryptohopper, which does not require any signals, doesn't require anything else apart from just Cryptohopper. And well, this I'm using Binance, but it can be used on any exchange basically. Okay, so what do I need to do? What I'm going to do is, I've got the 5-minute strategy running right now on this, and I'm just using small amounts at the moment because I'm not sure what Bitcoin's doing right now. I'm a little bit bearish on Bitcoin. I don't know if it's going to tank down to 41k like a lot of YouTubers are saying or not. So while we're waiting on Bitcoin, I'm just keeping things small at the moment. Easy to DCA, not using too much money. As you can see, in reserve I have 977 US dollars, which is good for this 10 positions here. They're all about $11 or $12 each. So if I do end up having to DCA, I'm not gonna run out of money. Let me just have a slurp on my coffee, because see, getting something dry throat. All right. Ugh. Coffee hasn't got enough sugar in it. I'm going to complain. Yummy. All right. Hey, stop messing about, Jim. Come on. All right. So what am I going to do? I'm going to show you on my paper trading bot how to set it up from scratch. Okay. And you know, you'll learn lots more in the secret sauce, which is, there's a link for the secret sauce below this video. There's a lot more in the secret sauce than what you're going to see here today. So I'm going to use the 5-minute time frame like this. The same thing would work on 15-minute or the 1 hour, the 4 hour, or any time frame really. I wouldn't go as low as the 1 minute because it is a bit too volatile, and you might not do very well, especially if, let's say, looking on the daily chart, let's say you were up here when you started the bot running on the daily chart. However, at that point in time you were looking at the 5-minute chart, which would give you, where's the top, which would give you, you know, 69k ish, where Bitcoin was at its all-time high. If you was to start the bot on the 5-minute chart trading, and we just happen to be at the very top of a bull run, well, it's not going to work very well because you just started and then everything tanks. So you're going to end up having to DCA immediately, and you'll end up with bags. So what I recommend you do before starting any strategy, anything, no matter how you get Cryptohopper to buy positions, have a look at the 1-day chart, find out what the trend is, what's going on, and are we going up or are we heading down, and wait until you know that we're heading up. At least look at the 4 hour. Now look, looking on the 4 hour, it looks quite safe, and it might be quite safe for the next few candles, which are all 4 hours each. Okay, so I'm going to set up my paper trading bot just like this one, where it's buying small amounts and it's doing it using the 5-minute candlesticks. Okay, right, so what do I need to do? That's my real money bot. I'm going to go to my view all hoppers here. Now I'm just going to delete this one, the simulator, the paper trading bot. What have we got going on here right now? It's been running for a few days as this bot. Alright. Oh, stop loss there. Look at that. That's not working very well, is it? Different strategy, don't worry. Different strategy I was testing out there. Oh, we don't like that. It wasn't working very well, was it? Right, so what I did with this bot was I put $100 in and I allowed it to open 5 positions at, let me see if this has been DCA'd. No, it hasn't. However, it's a different strategy altogether on this one, and we won't be using stop loss on this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this bot. In fact, I'm going to delete it altogether and start right from fresh. Alright, so here's how you delete a paper bot. Don't go deleting your real hopper, your real money bot by mistake. Alright, because you won't be happy. Alright, let's delete this. Start with a clean slate. Alright, so as you can see, got my real bot and simulators. I haven't got any now. Let's create a new bot, auto trading bot there. I'm going to choose Binance USDT template. Alright, select. Now then, I'm going to call this a paper trading bot. Hopper is enabled and it's paper trading. So we don't need to put in any API keys or anything, because everybody has access to the basic Binance and the prices. Okay, so save that. Okay, so now as you can see, let's maximize that. We've got $0 in there. Nothing is in there. So we're going to put in, let's say, 1,000 fake dollars. Alright, deposit, select here USDT there, and I'm going to type in 1,000 and click on deposit. Don't know why it's gone to 1,097, but never mind. It was looking at the start balance there. I'm going to reset that to 1,000. It's a bit finicky, is this? I don't know why. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Alright, so this needs to be reset to 0. And I want this to say 1,000, not 1,097. So let's reset. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 attempts. Alright. Reset that. And reset that profit calculation. Alright. Edit. Starting balance is 1,000. Right, so that looks about right because it says minus $1,000 and there's no money deposited in there. Alright, so let's deposit USDT. Okie dokie. Now, what I want to see is this saying 0. Alright, and that says 1,000, just as it should. Why didn't it work? Why did it say 1,097? I have absolutely no idea why. It's a brand new bot. Okay, so here we are. Just going to switch it off because I don't want any misfires. Okay. Got $1,000 fake money in there. So how do we set up the bot to buy automatically based upon its own generated triggers or signals. Okay, so here's what I want to do next. I want to rename this bot. I don't want it to say Binance USDT. I want to call it PaperBot, so I don't get them mixed up in the future and end up panic selling on the wrong bot or something like that, you know. I could do anything I like on the PaperBot. It doesn't matter because it's not real. Okay, so let's view all hoppers here. This is how I always set it up. So I click on there and I rename it paper trading. Call it anything you like, just so that I can identify them. Okay, alright, so let's have a look now at what to do. Just click on dashboard, make sure everything's, yep, paper trading there. Okay, so everything's good to go. So we're going to set it up. Now, first things first, we have to set up the strategy. Now I want you to scroll down here and click on this button here, strategies. Now you can see lots of strategies that I've created in the past, and what we're going to do is, where is it? I'll find it. 5-minute MACD stochastic. Yeah, that's the one I created this morning. That's the one that I'm using on my real trading bot right now, real money bot. So here's what I want you to do. If you don't see anything like this, you got to click on new strategy. All right, okay, and what you need to do is give it a name first. I'll call this new 5-minute MACD stochastic. I'm going to give it a date because I might tweak it in the future. New, I'll just copy that into there. So give it a name first of all, alright, and then click on save. Alright, and that's what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the MACD and the stochastic. Alright, so if I go on to my trading view here, and let me just go remove indicators, alright, and then I click on here and I go to MACD and I bring that up and I type in stochastic, not the stochastic RSI, just stochastic. These are the two indicators that the bot will be using. And if you look on the 5 minutes here, so basically what the bot is doing is looking at this Bitcoin or whatever chart you're on for each coin, and it's looking at these things here and it's waiting until certain things happen, but they've got to happen on both indicators for confirmation. So basically when the MACD gets to the bottom, like say here, and starts coming back up and crosses, it will say, okay, that's a buy signal. I'll say to the bot, the same thing goes for here, once things cross over here. And when both things happen more or less the same time at certain levels, that will trigger a buy signal in the strategy for the bot. Okay, so I've already created one today, so I'm going to use that for reference because I can't remember all the numbers I've got in it. Okay, so now back to, so you're doing it like this, all right, and you're going to go indicators and you're going to type in here MACD, bring that up, and you're going to change that to 5 minutes. You can click on necessary signal, and then we're going to tweak these to how I've got them on the other one. Okay, same thing goes for stochastic. Alright, and then we're going to change that to a 5 minutes and do everything on here the same as what I've set it up at. Alright, so here we go. Let me get rid of this. and let me go into the one that already exists. Okay, 5-minute MACD stochastic. There's the one I created this morning. Alright, edit strategy. Now you don't need to do this because you've already clicked on here to create a strategy. Alright, so as you can see, just like before, I pulled them up and they are on there. There's the name, it's labeled and it's saved. Alright, so to edit a strategy, you don't have to click on here. You have to click on here. Alright, and make sure this is highlighted and this is highlighted. So that basically means necessary signal. Alright, if I were to delete this one, the bot would work just using this. But you want confirmation on 2 indicators which say the same thing. We're going up now. Alright, 5 minutes by necessary signal, close default 4, 8, 5, do not keep signal, and then you can close that. That one's locked in. Alright, stochastic 5 minutes, 8, necessary signal by the way, 8, 3, SMA default, slow D period, 5, SMA default, less than or equal to 31. So the stochastic is going to be looking at here when it's less than 31. So what level was that? They'd be about this, about here, on that level there. Alright, so it's going to be coming back up, or it's going to be matching somewhere on the MACD, and then it's good to buy at that certain point. Alright, so I've got 31. You could experiment with these numbers. You could set 25 or even lower, you know, maybe 20 or 15. I've never gone below 30, but you know. So that's all set. Do not keep signal. So all that is set just like that, and then you close that, and then you save it. Alright, so that you had just built in 2 minutes flat your own strategy right there, using the candles 5 minutes, and you've saved it and you've given it a name so you can identify it. The same thing can be created for the 15-minute and the 10-minute and the 3-minute, and actually no, I don't think Cryptohopper does a 3-minute. It does a 1 minute, a 5-minute, 15-minute, a 1 hour, a 30-minute, and 2 hours, 4 hours, and a 1 day. Alright, you could do exactly the same thing, exactly the same settings. However, when it comes to this section here, you would choose your time frame there. Alright, I think longer time frames will generally fetch more solid results, but if you imagine having it on a 1 day time frame, let's have a look at the 1 day, you are going to have to wait a lot longer for the first opportunity to buy, because maybe when you start the bot, it's I don't know, it's up here somewhere, and maybe you have to wait a week or 2 for the first opportunity for it to buy. Okay, so using the 5-minute, we're going to get more frequent signals. So we're more like scalping using this strategy. Alright, so do the same setup. Now I recommend you go through and you create a 15-minute one as well, and all you do is tweak this, tweak the candles, change that to 15 minutes, close it, change this one to 15 minutes, close it, rename it 15 minutes, and click on save. Do the same for the 30-minute and the 1 hour and the 4 hour, etc. Okay, so you can set up 5 or 6 different strategies within about 10 minutes doing this. Okay, so That's how I've got, if I click on strategies, 15-minute stochastic, MACD, yeah, 1 hour MACD stochastic, and basically I believe that the 5-minute MACD stochastic would work absolutely the best on the very bottom of a dip. Now if you were to start the strategy here, you're doing really well, because look, for a few weeks here, what's the date here? The date is 21st of September right up to 10th of November, so well over a month, yeah, of 5-minute scalping all the way up here. Now that 5-minute scalping strategy would work fantastically, providing this happens after you start the bot. If you start the bot here on a 5-minute strategy and things just start gradually tanking down over the days, well, it might work okay if you allow the bot to do the DCAs, but I would recommend you do the DCAs as I'm going to show you in the next part of the video. So there's all our strategies, and they're all labeled, and the one we have just created is there. Alright, MACD stochastic, there's the date for it, and that is currently the one I'm using on my real trading bot. Right, I'm waffling. Let's go back to the setup. Now you've created the strategy here, you need to go to your config and click on your base config here. You put your 1,000 fake dollars in, alright, or you're using on this on your real trading bot. I recommend you try the paper trading bot first, make sure it works. Okay, now as you can see, let me look here, basic settings, paper trading, yes. Live bot, yes. Okay, exchange, I've got Binance in there. It's plugged into Binance. It is looking at Binance, all the charts on Binance for whatever coins. Alright, paper account default. Okay, highest bid, lowest ask. Alright, save. Anytime you make changes, click on save. Notifications, that's completely up to you. I find them annoying when they're going off every few minutes on my phone. Pretty cool as a novelty when you first start. You soon get tired of them, especially at night when you're going to sleep and you get these bings on your mobile phone waking you up. Alright, buy settings. We've got market, maximum open time to buy, 5 minutes. If it doesn't manage to buy in 5 minutes, there's something wrong with Binance, you know. It doesn't take 5 minutes to buy at market price. It should take well under 5 minutes. So if it doesn't buy in 5 minutes, it will just cancel the order and not bother buying. Right, max open positions. Let's say you're trading on your real money bot. I would go for, it all depends, there's a lot of variables. All depends on where Bitcoin is. Are we up here? Are we down here? Are we going to go up? Are we going to come down some more? It really depends on what you think Bitcoin is going to do soon. Okay? So, 5 positions and only 1 open position per coin. Alright, so it could have Bitcoin, BNB, Litecoin, DOT, and ADA. 5 coins you choose from your list. Alright, now if you wanted to increase to 10 coins, that's up to you, or 15 coins, or sorry, 15 positions. If you went to say 80, that would be just going crazy and you're setting yourself up for bags, really. I've done it before. I still make the mistake of opening too many positions these days. Alright, so I recommend if starting out 5 positions is enough. Alright, now then, as you can see here, this button here, this slider, 2 open positions per coin. What would that mean? Out of 5 positions you can have 2 lots of Bitcoin. So you can have Bitcoin, another Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, and another coin, Litecoin, for instance. Alright, so if you were to put that to 5, it's possible that at any one time you could have 5 open positions of Bitcoin that you bought at different times. Alright, that's possible as well. So I'm going to put that to 1. So it's going to split everything up into 5 different coins. Alright, even if I slide this up, then slide that down, I could have 30 positions, and it will be only 1 open position per coin. But I believe on the trading paper trading bot, you're only allowed 15 coins anyway. So down to 5, max open positions per coin is 1. Enable cooldown. Now what this does is exactly what you think it means. Let's say your bot has just sold Bitcoin or any other position. Alright, let's say it sold it at 3% and Bitcoin starts coming down again. Well, you don't want it to buy just a few minutes later if it looks like Bitcoin's coming down. So that's why you have the cooldown. Now you can set this to whatever period you want. I'm not going to say you should do it for 1 hour or 2 hours or 4 hours, but you know, you just experiment with it, see how it goes. You know, let's say we give it, after selling, it's going to wait 1 hour before it looks to buy again. Alright, or it's going to wait 4 hours. Alright, or it could wait 1 day, something like that. Alright, so up to you what you do there. I'm going to set this for 1 hour. It doesn't mean you should. Alright, so that's after buys and sells. So it's not going to buy Bitcoin right now, and then an hour from now maybe it will buy another, because we've only got max open positions, 1 per coin. Okay, so basically if you were to have this set to 2, so it can have 2 positions of Bitcoin, it wouldn't buy them within the same hour. Alright, so if you set that to 4 hours, it would only open a second position of Bitcoin after 4 hours of buying the first position. Make sense? Alright, but that's kind of doesn't matter anyway, because we've got this. What we want is after it sells, it's going to wait 4 hours before buying Bitcoin itself again. Alright, so it's going to let things settle down a bit if Bitcoin is going down, hopefully, and a 4 hour time period is good. Maybe 1 hour is okay. I really don't know. Experiment with that. Okay, I'm still experimenting on the real trading bot, not the paper trading bot. Right, only 1 open buy order per coin. Again, that relates to this. You know, it's not going to buy 2 positions of Bitcoin at the same time. Alright, if I switch that off and tweak this up, it could buy 5 positions of Bitcoin at the same time, which is kind of pointless. It's just the same as buying 1 position, 1 big position. Alright, so set yourself up. I'm going to put that maybe 1 hour. Experiment with that. Now remember, this is all set. Market, 5 open positions, 1 per coin. Cooldown after buys and sells, 1 hour. Only 1 open buy per coin. Alright, so that's all set. This option here down at the bottom, auto merge. Let's say you bought Bitcoin. Let's say you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin right now, and then 3 or 4 hours from now the bot bought another chunk for $100 of Bitcoin. That means you've got $200 worth of Bitcoin. You've paid $200 for it. Alright, and what would happen if you switch this on, it would put them together as 1 position at $200. So that's what that does. I don't really, I can't say I don't recommend it because I've not tested it enough. All right, but you could test that, especially if you're using the trading bot, which is the paper bot. All right. Okay, so that's all done. Click on save. Now we go to coins and amounts. Remember to click save after we've been through each of these. All right. Right, so quote currency is our base currency, or quote currency is USDT. All right, so there's lots of different ones in there. I'm using USDT. There's TUSD, there's USDC. You could even set it to Bitcoin if you're using Bitcoin. But then instead of putting $1,000 worth of USDT into the bot or into your Binance, you would have to buy the USDT first. All right. Instead of having USDT, if you were to change this to Bitcoin as your base or your quote currency, you would have to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. Yeah, and then it would basically work in the same kind of way, but Bitcoin would be your base currency. All right. So if we've got $1,000 in, how much would you say is a safe amount times 5 positions for each position? Should it be $10? Should it be $20? Should it be $50? Let's say this default here is set to $50. All right, and we type in $50 in there. That would bring us to $250 in play at any one time, unless of course later on you need to DCA. All right, and that would mean you have $750 reserve USDT. Now I recommend approximately not going over, say, $500 in play at the same time. All right, so try and keep half of your money in USDT while you are trading, because if Bitcoin tanks and you need to do DCAs, well, where's the money going to come from? Well, it's going to come out of that extra reserve $500. So with this, I think $50 is a good way to go for this experiment. So that's going to use $250 with $750 in reserve. All right, that is nice and safe. All right, out of $1,000. So let's keep it at that for now, and let's choose our coins. Up to you what you choose, of course. I've got 15. I've got 16 now because I've just added a new one. So choose your coins from here, put them into there, choose a good mix, and 15 I think is fine. All right, save that. So all that's set how we want it. Now minimum USDT order 50, so we've got all that set to 50. If you slide this up, 50 is 5%. Look, 5% of 1,000. We slide that up to 10%. Let's get rid of that there. That would be 100, and obviously 100%. Let me slide this up. Come on. Would be just one trade, one position, and that would be mental to do that, because what if it tanks? You know, you buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin with your only $1,000. Bitcoin tanks, it goes to 10% down, 20% down. Suddenly you've lost $200 and you haven't got any money for DCAs, and you just have to wait until Bitcoin goes back up another 20% to break even. Don't do that. That's why I reserve half or more of my currency. So I'll put that to 5 again, and I'm going to choose my coins, which, you know, this will do for the experiment. All right, and click on save. Another thing I wanted to tell you about on this page is force minimum buy amount. If you select this, all right, it will lock $50 in. So each time the bot buys, it is only going to buy $50 worth, right? But if you have this switched off, right, let's say in a month from now, your bot has made $200 in profit. So now you haven't got $1,000 anymore. You've got $1,200 in your total fund. Well, if you have this switched off, this amount here is going to grow, because 5% of $1,200 is going to be more than $50. All right? So it's going to grow. This number will grow if you leave this switched off. And this option here, you can type in 500 to stop the bot going beyond $500, including DCA. So if your bot has already spent $500 and you've only got $500 left in reserve, it won't spend any more, even on DCA, dollar cost averaging. All right? But I leave that blank. Doesn't really matter, because I've told the bot I'm only allowed 5 positions, and each position is only allowed to be $50, and it's only allowed 1 position of each coin. So that in itself has kind of set the limits for the bot. All right, so click on save, like you should. Now I'm going to go to strategy here. Now I need to select that strategy that we created earlier here. Where is it? It's up here somewhere. There we go. That one there. 5-minute MACD stochastic, December 31st, 2021. So this is why you need to label them all, so you know which one you're choosing. Yeah? Where is it? Where's it gone? I've lost it. There it is. Alright. Signals only is something else. That's for if you're getting external signals or from TradingView or whatever. Alright, so that doesn't need to be switched on. Number of targets to buy. Now, keep in mind, we're allowing the bot to open 5 different positions, 5 different coins only. And if the bot finds 10 coins that are setting up buy signals all at the same time, which it can do, it will fill up those 5 positions all in one go. Boom. If it finds 5 or more. Now, if you set it up to say, let's 2, and you've got no open positions, and then suddenly 10 positions are available to buy, well, you can only have 5. If you set this to 2, it will only buy 2, and it will choose the best 2 of those 10 signals. Do you get me? So it could say, right, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, ADA, etc., 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 up to 10, all have buy signals. Well, if you had 5 typed in there, because that's your 5 maximum open positions, it would choose the 5 best signals out of the 10 there. Alright? So let's say 1 for this. Right. You usually find on a 5-minute candlestick that you're getting quite frequently signals to buy. So I like to spread them out a little bit. Maybe it'll take 2 or 3 hours before it fills up all 5 positions. Maybe it'll only take an hour. Really don't know. It depends on what Bitcoin is doing, where Bitcoin is, and what all those coins are doing in relation to Bitcoin. I mean, look at Bitcoin compared to Luna right now. Both on the 1-day chart. Luna's up here. Looks like an Elliott wave forming there. Look on the 5-minute for Luna. And then look on the 5-minute for Bitcoin. See, they are doing different things. Slightly different. Alright, look at all this sideways action here. Bitcoin's just had a bit of a dump. Now it's going back up again. Alright. So that's why I say just try and spread them out a little bit. Maybe set it to 2. Maybe set it to 3. Alright. Now then, what do we need to do? Now we've changed these settings here. Click on save. Trailing stop buy, we don't do anything in there. That's a different thing altogether. I don't even know how to use it. If anybody does use it, let me know. Alright, sell settings. We don't need to click on save because we haven't changed anything here. Sell settings. Right, I'm going to set this to 1000 in the take profit, just in case something goes to the moon. Let's imagine that you bought, I don't know, let's say XRP, and you got lucky just after you bought it, or a few hours after you bought it, it starts really skyrocketing, and there's some good news about XRP or something. Everybody starts buying it, and it drives the price up and up and up. Well, if you were to set a take profit at 7 in there, or 10%, it would sell it immediately once 10% was reached. But what if it went up 100%? Which, this is crypto, you know that's possible. What if it went up 1000% over several days? Well, you sold at 10%. Tough luck. You know, you don't want that happening. So what we do is we type in 1,000 day. You never know. You never know. It's never happened to me yet, but maybe one day I'll be lucky and I'll just happen to have bought a certain coin and it'll go up 1,000%. Now, market order. So when it sells, they've got two options. You've got limit and market. Limit waits for a certain price to sell. Market sells instantly at whatever price it is right now, okay, which is quicker. I'll put that on the same as the buy. So it's got 5 minutes to buy and 5 minutes to sell. Save that. This kind of becomes redundant anyway because of your trailing stop loss, but you never know. You never know. Sell strategy. We don't have anything there because we're using trailing stop loss. Stop loss, you can set it if you want. Alright, let's say you buy $50 worth of Bitcoin, and immediately after Bitcoin takes a dump. Well, you could put, alright, I want 2.5%. So if it drops 2.5%, and this is enabled, let's say it drops, I don't know, an easy number to work out mathematically. Alright, let's say we bought $100 worth of Bitcoin and it drops 2.5%. Well, what's 2.5% of $100? It's $2.50. So suddenly you bought Bitcoin and it's only worth $97.50 now because Bitcoin's tanking. The bot will go, sell this quick before it goes down anymore. Alright, that's up to you whether you use that or not. And for this, since it's a paper trading bot, I'm not going to use stop loss. Alright, so now click save because I've just changed something on this page. Now then, the juicy trailing stop loss. Alright, in the beginning, trading view alert there. Matic, what's it doing? Right, Matic, I've got a buy signal saying 1 hour we're going up. Alright, never mind that, because I'm not buying that anyway right now. I've got 10 positions. Okay, back to this trailing stop loss. Enable that. It's trailing stop loss percentage, and I'm trailing stop loss. This is where the juicy bit comes in. Now, in the beginning, I used to have my trailing stop loss set to activate at 1.4, and I had my trailing stop loss percentage at 0.5, and yeah, I was getting good trades. Sometimes I was getting 2 or 3%, and then it would drop 0.5% and sell. So that's what that does. The trailing stop loss, once your, let's say, $100 of Bitcoin gets to 1.4% in profit, the trailing stop loss will be activated. Now, what happens if it gets to 1.4%, it's activated, and then Bitcoin starts coming down? Well, once it comes down 0.5% from that 1.4, so if it drops down to 0.9% in profit, it will sell it quickly, just in case Bitcoin is coming down. They call it trailing because it follows it up. So Bitcoin could go up 10%, and as long as along the way it did not drop 0.5%, you would get probably 9.5-ish% on that position. However, in the beginning, That's how I had it set up. And too not greedy enough, basically, too conservative. Now I like to set it up with a minimum of 3 and around about 1. All right. Sometimes if Bitcoin is really, really bullish, let's have a look. Let's say we know we're down here, or let's say even down here. We're down here and everything's looking super bullish on the 1 day, and we've come down and we think the bottom is in. We've got, right, switch the bot on, get greedy, go for a higher number in there, like 7% is activated. So $100 worth of Bitcoin, it goes up 7%, and then it drops 2%, so it goes back down to only 5% profit, then it sells. Now the reason I like to do that is that 2% gives it lots of wiggle room to do this, you know what I mean, to go up and down a little bit. So maybe this drop here was only a 1.5% drop, and then it went back up again. So you don't want it to kind of go down 0.5%, sell here, and then go boomf right up. You don't want it to sell too soon. So that's what I do to get around that problem. However, conversely, if you have, say, where are we? On the 5 minute. I've got a bit of a pump on Bitcoin right now. Nice. Okay, so if you've got, say, 2% here and 0.5% there, it could kind of, let's have a look for a good example. Let's say the bot bought here, all right, and let's say that it comes straight up almost immediately after buying, which is rare actually. Sometimes it does dip a bit just after you bought. Don't worry about that, it happens most of the time actually. So let's say you bought here on the bottom of this candle here, and let's say you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin and it starts going up straight away, and it gets to, what percentage did I say? Alright, we were working on the premise of 2% with a 0.5 drop. So let's say it comes up and it activates at 2%, but then it drops 0.5%. Well, it sells it. The bot sells it because, you know, it's dropped 0.5% from that 2% profit. Too tight. As you can see, many times this will happen up again, like that. You need more than 0.5% wiggle room, you know? That's why I set it to 7%. So I like, look at this. All right. I don't know what percentage that is. Let's have a look. Let's say the bot bought down here, and let's say 2.5%. Let's imagine that the bot bought there, and let's say we activated our trailing stop loss at 2.5%, which is close to there now. Alright, so the trailing stop loss is activated. Now, if I was to put 1 in there, it's got to drop 1% from that mark there, and then it will sell at 1.5% profit. Alright, same goes. Put a 7 in there with a 1 drop, it can go up 7% and then drop back down to 6% and then sell. I think having a 2% drop on a higher number like 7 works better, but you have to wait longer for these trades to come in. Excuse me. Just had another alert. Atom. Atomer's saying to buy. The 1 hour. All right, so you get my drift, yeah? When Bitcoin has bottomed, you believe it's bottomed, and you know, look at this chart. The 5-minute chart looks very different from the 1 hour. If you get a feel for where things are on the larger time frames, are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Look at that, 1 day. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many days is that? From its top to its bottom was 24 days. How many 5-minute periods are within 21 days? You can get a lot of trading in. Alright? I do like this little pump. That's good. Okay, so do you get my drift? If Bitcoin is low and it looks like it's bottomed, get greedy. If Bitcoin is high on the daily chart and it looks like it's topped out and it's going to start tanking, become really cautious. Maybe like this. Oop, 0.5. Make sure to get these right way round. That's the arming. That triggers the trading stop loss. And that tells the bot if it drops 0.5%, then sell it. So that's if you're at the top on a daily chart and it looks like we're coming down. So these small percentages, because in a downtrend like that, there are many ups and downs on the 5-minute. You can still make money when Bitcoin is bearish. I do like this pump. Look at that. Way. Come on. Get up there, Bitcoin. Alright, are we going for 50k today? Come on, baby. Right, the date, by the way, is 31st of December today. And it's 3:36 p.m. my time in Thailand. Alright. Okay, back to this. So, remember what I was telling you? I'm going to set this one for... What are we doing on the daily? I think looking at this, yeah, I think we are coming up. If not, we might bottom down a bit soon. Yeah, on the daily, I think we are starting an upwards trend. We've just had that nice pump as well on the 1 hour. So yeah. Alright, so I'm going to be fairly greedy. I'm going to say 5 with a 2 drop. Alright, so it's got to $100 worth of Bitcoin has got to get to $105, and if it drops to just $103, it sells it quick, and then it looks for another trade. Alright, remember, this is very important, because if you're up there and you set the trading stop loss to 10 with a drop of 2, it might never get up to 10. So it could go up to 9% profit, and then Bitcoin tanks more, and you lose that profit. It goes down. You go from $109 down to $80 because Bitcoin's tanked on you. So you need it to get activated at some point, but a sensible point. But that's why I say, in my experience, after Bitcoin has tanked like this, and we think that Bitcoin is going back up in price. You can never know for sure. We think Bitcoin is going back up in price. We're going to start a new uptrend. Get a little bit greedier. And vice versa. If you're at the top, get careful. Or switch the bot off altogether. Stop it from buying. Okay? Don't be afraid to switch off the bot. Sometimes it's necessary. It helps you prevent getting bags. You will get bags, I guarantee you. It's happened to me several times. I've got some bags now, you know, that I'm still clearing from the last drop. Never mind, it's alright. I just keep them as hodling coins, yeah. So it's not why I never go all in. So right, let's set this up. So we're here, enable. I set this to 2 with a 5, so I'm hoping for a minimum of 3% on each trade, but that could go up to 10, right? Bitcoin could go up to 10% and then drop down to 8% and then sell, all right? It could go up to 20% and then drop down to 18% and sell. Doesn't mean it's going to sell at 5, just to be clear there. Use trailing stop loss only. Right, disable take profit percentage and sell short with strategy. All right. You can leave this off. If you switch it on like that, that 1000 take profit is kind of disabled. It doesn't matter now. It will only use trailing stop loss. So you can leave that off. All right. Try it with it on. Try it with it off. See what happens. Reset stop loss. And that should be on. Only sell with profit. Click on save. In fact, just for this setup, just for you, just in case, just to be safe, I'm going to switch all of these on. Alright? Click on save because we've made some changes. Now let's say DCA. Alright, auto close, there's nothing set in there. Shorting settings, nothing in there. I really don't know how to use this yet. I would like to learn. Alright, so if you learn that, let me know how you do it. Alright, dollar cost averaging. Now this is very handy. Alright, let's imagine that, let's just have a slurp on my coffee. It's getting cold. Alright, now be very careful with this. Dollar cost averaging. Let's say you have a lot of positions and you don't have a lot of reserve USDT for DCA. Let's say you have 5 positions open. Let's say the best position is 10% down. Let's say the worst position is 30% down. Alright, I've had positions that were 78% down. Alright, believe it or not. I've recovered each and every time, but only because I kept things conservative and I was careful with how much money I had spent on crypto at any one time. Always try to keep half of your USDT in reserve. Alright? So basically, if you're trading with $1,000, just think along the lines of you're only using $500 to trade with. Keep that 500 in reserve for DCAs if you need it, because if Bitcoin tanks on you, you will need it, and it does tank quite often, doesn't it? All right, be careful. As soon as you switch that on, let's say you've got 5 positions open, and some of them are -10, some -15, some are -30. You know, it can get worse than that. You know, as soon as you switch on this button, even before you've gone back to your dashboard, it can start doing DCAs on all those positions straight away, depending on what you've set it up to. Alright? So, to be sure that you're not switching this on and it's going to DCA everything automatically, take this extra step. Click on your dashboard, go into your bot, and make sure all of these are switched off. Right? And you can even lock your open positions, lock them, so nothing's going to happen. Once you know the bot is switched off and it's not going to do automatic DCA, then go back into your config. I've done this before, guys. I've switched this on and it's DCA'd the wrong positions, and I've been livid. It was my own fault. Watch out. The DCA option tells the hopper to buy more of a loss-making coin. It will triple your holding. Try to trade out of the loss. This is a high-risk option, so use with care. Check the documentation for more info. Okay, so let's say we have $100 worth of Bitcoin, $100 worth of 4 other coins, and that is our $500 spent out of our 1,000. Now, what you would want this to do, set this to market. This is the delay. All right, let's say 4 hours. You could set it to an hour, you could set it to 1 day, whatever. Let's say 4 hours. DCA max retries. Now this, how many automatic DCAs would you like a position to do? Alright, so if you've got $100 of Bitcoin and that is 10% of your total fund, well, you're not going to want something like 5 in there, because you can't, because it's going to double up. It's going to buy, if it's gone on double down, it's going to buy another $100 of Bitcoin once that, let's say you set this to, and I recommend lower is better here. Let's say once your Bitcoin position is minus 20%, so it's only worth $80 instead of $100, it will trigger an automatic DCA, and it will buy approximately another $100-ish worth of Bitcoin, and it will merge them together. So you've only got one position, and now that position is approximately $200 spent on Bitcoin. But because you've DCA'd it and you've merged it together, it will not be minus 20% anymore. It will be minus 10%. So it's easier to go from minus 10% to break even than it is to go from minus 20% to break even. Do you get me? So that would be just one DCA. But imagine if you had 2 DCAs. So you DCA one time, it gets changed to minus 10%, and now it's $200-ish. What would happen is, if Bitcoin continues to tank after that, there's no guarantees it's just going to go up after you've DCA'd. Let's say it reaches minus 20% again, so you got $200-ish minus 20% would be what? Well, 10% would be $20, 20% would be $40. So now your $200-ish is worth only $160-ish, and it's at minus 20%. So the second DCA kicks in, and it will double that $160-ish. So it would buy again more Bitcoin, and then this number would change back to 10, because it'd be 10%. But your position size would have changed. You've gone from around, I don't know, $160-ish to $320-ish. So you can see how DCA can swallow up your money quite quick. And in the past, I used to have this set to 5, and this set to 3, and I used to have this set to double down. Now, that can work fine as long as Bitcoin is bullish and we're in an uptrend on the 1-day chart. That can work fine. If something drops 5%, DCAs, and then things start going back up, that can work fine. It really depends on what Bitcoin's doing. But for extra safety, now I do around 20. It's got to get really serious before a DCA will come in, and I will set it to 1. So it's allowed to DCA one time, and now I can choose to manually DCA, do it myself, choose when to DCA later on, after this has happened. Alright, or even before it's happened. If I see something minus 10% and I think that Bitcoin is going to start pumping, like it just has now, look at that beauty. Like it just has now. Well, if I were down here and I had a feeling this was pumping, and my position was minus 10%, and I had a strong feeling that we are going to pump nice, okay, manual DCA minus 10%, fine. Sometimes it's necessary, but don't get yourself into the bad habit of doing a DCA when you're only minus 2% down, because you're essentially doubling up on that position. And if you've got a $100 position and you're doubling it up to $200, you can quickly swallow your funds. So try and leave the auto DCA to a nice low number like 20, or at least 10. I had 5. I've done manuals at 2, The end results is you use all of your reserve USDT really quickly, and if everything tanks together, you end up with huge bags, and you are locked out of trading unless you can put more money in, of course. Alright, so be sensible with that. I've got 20. Doesn't mean I'm telling you to set it to 20. Put 2 retries, so two automatic DCAs, and it's going to wait 4 hours before. So it's got to reach minus 20%. After 4 hours of being minus 20%, so if it goes to minus 19% after 4 hours, well, it won't do a DCA. It has to be minus 20%. And then it's going to wait. Let me go back to here. It's going to wait for these targets another Bitcoin signal comes, providing that you are 4 hours after 20% under has been reached. Does that make sense? So it's been minus 20% for more than 4 hours, and then a new signal comes for Bitcoin. Well, the bot goes, okay, well, I'm not buying Bitcoin because we already have a position of Bitcoin. But then the bot looks and sees that that position of Bitcoin is minus 20. And it also looks to see that it's been more than 4 hours of minus 20%. Okay, let's DCA this Bitcoin. So it'll buy the same-ish amount again and merge it together to bring that Bitcoin position from $100 to, I think, around 190-ish, 195-ish dollars. I can't do the maths really, but it would basically mean that you are now at minus 10% if you had a double down DCA. Okay, so back to the settings. We are actually almost finished with the settings now. Dollar cost averaging, so switch it on. After 4 hours, max retries. I'm going to set this one to 2, and I'm going to set this one to, let's say, 10%. All right, and it's going to triple down. Shall I have a triple down? No, I'll have a double down. All right. Oh, and I'm going to change that to market. That's all set how I want it. Experiment. This is a paper trading bot. Really, just because it's working well for me today doesn't mean it will work well next week. You often have to tweak things depending on what Bitcoin is doing, how bearish Bitcoin is. Alright, so I do like this little pump. Ooh, nice, lovely jubbly. Come on. I want to see Bitcoin over 53k. I don't think it's going to happen today, but you know. Alright. Can we get to 53k today? It would be a lot more bullish if we do. Alright. So that's all, everything set. Remember, click on save every time you've done something. And then it's time to go make sure, back to basic settings, make sure this is switched on. Make sure this is the correct bot. Go back to your dashboard. Slurp the coffee. Now we've got everything set in the config. We've got our 1,000 fake dollars in the paper trading bot. All this is reset to 0. And all we have to do now is switch on the bot. And now it will start looking for positions. Now, no target found. And if you're using Explorer, the $19 plan of Cryptohopper, it will search every 10 minutes. If you are using Adventurer, it will search every 5 minutes. And if you're using Hero Plan, it will search every 2 minutes. So Hero Plan gives you 75 coins to choose from. The Adventurer Plan gives you 50 coins to choose from. and the Explorer plan gives you 15 coins to choose from. Alright, so this is going to scan, because this is the paper trading bot, which is Pioneer. You only have it's set to search every 10 minutes. Alright, so every 10 minutes it's going to scan each of the coins that you've chosen in your config. It's going to scan all of these coins. It won't scan these. It will scan all of these coins. And it will look through them, and it will look for these conditions here on the 5-minute chart to be met. For example, right here, right now, is a time where the bot would say absolutely not, because everything's up there. Look, it's looking for when we're down here, alright, and when we're crossing here. Yeah, it's looking for the best time to buy. Sometimes it will buy here. Let's say it bought here, and it drops a little bit before coming back up. That is quite annoying, but more often than not, that is what happens. So you can buy $100 of Bitcoin and it drops by 0.5%, and you just go, what the heck? It's perfectly normal. 99 times out of 100 it will happen. You buy and it drops a little bit. It's very rare that it goes straight up. Alright, so I'm hoping for, within this recording, I'm hoping for it to find a position and buy. Now you can flick through these coins and it will show you here. Can you see on the MACD we've got sells, so it means everything's too high. Look at the stochastic, it's 93. So stochastic would be 93, would be up here. Not a good time to buy. Yeah, so I'm just scanning through. I think most of them, because they're all loosely following Bitcoin, they're all quite high at the moment. So it's going to be, could be 15 minutes, could be half an hour, could be an hour or two before we get one signal. So what I'll do is, while we're waiting, I'll pause the recording, and when I think these numbers are getting ready to buy, I'll restart the recording, so hopefully you can watch it buy. But if it's a few hours from now, then never mind. But that works. It, as you can see, I've got the same settings on my real money bot, and I set that up, some of it last night and some of it this morning. Oh, look at this. This is cool. Yippee-ki-yay. So, as you can see, let me look. This is the real money bot, by the way, guys. Now, if I click on settings here, the trailing stop loss, currently I've got this set to 4%, activate at 4%. So each position has got to get to 4% before the stop loss is triggered. Sorry, the stop loss is armed. And if it drops 1%, so if it goes from 4% profit down to 3% profit, the bot goes, oh, we're tanking, sell now. So I get my 3%. Could be a little bit different, could be 2.9%, could be 2.7, could be 2.5. There's something called slippage. Now it's when a market order goes in, but the price is dropped so quickly that the market order is a little bit too late, which can happen if you're trading manually on any exchange anyway. So that can happen. So it's always better to have a little bit of wiggle room, like 1% and 4. Alright? So you can tweak these individually. You can say, right, I want this one. What is it? Is it Matic? Yes. Alright, I'm going to change that to 7.5. I think Matic will go up to 7.5% in profit. Easy. And I'm going to say, right, 2.5% drop. So if it drops to just, if it goes to 7.5 and then immediately starts dropping and it gets back down to 5%, it will sell. and I might think that's good for Matic. All right. However, engine, I might think, well, engine, I don't think that's going to get up to 7.5, so I might just say, right, well, I think it'll get to 6, and I'll give that a 2% drop. So, hoping for at least 4% there. Remember, it's not going to just go to 6 and then drop 2% to 4. It could go up to 16 and then drop to 14 and sell. Alright? This trailing stop loss is cool. It's really cool. It means you can make more profit, but it also means that you can set it a bit too tight and lose out on profits as well, because it's sold too soon. What's that? Atom again. Yep, it's pumping. Everything's pumping, baby. Come on. 1600 my time. New candle starts. Boomf. Look at that. Alright. Have we got any... So I'm really glad this has happened, actually. It's all started pumping while recording this video, and you can kind of witness what's going on. Many times, anyway, I come to my computer, I can see everything's in red. It happens, you know. Just got to get used to it. Alright, so... I've already had a couple of sales while I've been making this video. 355, that was 5 minutes ago. 354, 6 minutes ago. Luna, manually sold. Yeah, I've had 2 sales while I was making this video. 2 sales, small amounts though, you know. It's when they actually sell in profit like this that you wished you had put bigger orders in, but you know, you don't know. Nobody knows for sure if it's going up or down. You got to keep it conservative and safe. Alright, by the way, guys, I must say this. I am not a financial advisor. Yeah, I've got to say that for YouTube, you know. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some guy sitting here in his underpants trying to make money in crypto. And I'm doing quite well. Yeah. Over 2,000% in profit in a year and 3 months, is it? September 2020, I think I started. I started with 630. I put little bits, dribs and drabs in, and I've taken dribs and drabs out. So I'm not sure how much I put in, and I'm not sure how much I've taken out. But as you can see, I'm well and truly up. I should be around 18k at the moment, but I've got some bags which are just turned into long-term hodls now. Good coins, I must say. I'm keeping them long term. Right, where's that Bitcoin position? Nice. Yes. This is what we want. Oh yes, if it can get to 53k, 54k, then I think within a month or two, in my opinion, we could see 100 grand Bitcoin. So guys, right, down below this video you will see links for Binance, links for Cryptohopper, a link for TradingView, and if you just click the first link, it will take you to my website, which I'm just setting up now, and you can get hold of the secret sauce that I give away to anybody who signs up for Cryptohopper through my link. Alright, that is my bonus to you for getting Cryptohopper through my link at no extra cost to you, of course. What do I get out of it? Well, I get a small commission. You know what I mean? It's peanuts really, but if I can get 100 people, you know, I can earn a couple $100 every month, and that's awesome. Awesome sauce. Yep, so yeah, I've got lots of secret sauce training videos. Everybody using it is really happy with it, and shows you how to stay as safe as possible, how to maximize your profits, how to start small and work your way up. Lots of different ways in which you can use the bot. Did you know, for example, you can use the bot to buy manually? This is what you would do here. You choose a coin here, you type in the dollar amounts there, and choose market or limit order, and you click place buy order. So if I wanted to buy $12 worth of Bitcoin, I'd just do that, set it to market, which is best, and make sure that, and then click on buy, and it would buy $12 worth of Bitcoin for me. And as soon as I bought it, it would be put in these open positions here. So that's one way to use the bot to buy. Another way is by doing what we just did, strategies. There's all sorts of indicators that you can set up, you know. Another way is by signals, which are in the marketplace here, which are third-party things which you've got to pay for sometimes. Some are free, some are paid, and some are good, some are not so good, some are crap. All right. That's 3 ways I've shown you how you can get the bot to buy crypto. Another way is by using TradingView, which is something that works really well. All right, so you can set alerts in TradingView, and you can make the bot buy based on certain parameters that you put into TradingView. And I'll also put that in the secret sauce for you as well. I've got a video to add to the secret sauce showing the TradingView method. So that is what? How many ways to buy crypto with Cryptohopper? Manually, with strategies, with signals in the marketplace, or with trading it. 4 different ways. And I'll show it all to you in the secret sauce, guys. Alright, so it's free. The secret sauce is basically free. All you have to do to qualify is click on that link below my video, and when you've I'll give you the instructions on what to do after you've clicked the link. It will take you to my website, and you will see on my website, you'll see a page with a small video telling you exactly what to do to qualify for the secret sauce. Alright, so anyway, I hope to see you in the secret sauce. And once you've signed up for Cryptohopper, you'll see the instructions on how to add me in Skype so you can get a hold of the secret sauce. I'll give you the page and the password, etc. And I'll help you out with the bot. I have been known to also do Skype calls with people who have signed up for Cryptohopper through my link. I do help people out. I don't just ignore them and take the money, you know. Alright guys, remember, links down below the video. Be careful with your money. Don't spend it all. Keep some in reserve. Be sensible with the bot. Don't be too greedy, but don't be too conservative either. Otherwise, you know, you don't make a lot of profit. I think is try to shoot for 1% profit per day. Alright, now I don't mean 1% on one position. I mean adding 1% to this every day to your total USDT. Alright? And remember, take profits out sometimes. You know, if you get to $10,000, take some out. Don't put all of it back in. Alright? Makes sense to take profits out sometimes and just hold it and wait for the next Bitcoin crash so you can get in cheap again. Alright? Okay, have I covered everything? I do believe so. Let me show you my stats. And let's have a look. When is this from? 13k, up and down like well, no, I won't say that because it's YouTube and there might be kids watching. I won't say that because it's naughty. Alright, so hang on. I started how many months ago now? I think it was September 2020 started on $630, and you know, it goes up and down, up and down. As you can see, it goes up and up and up, and then it can tank, and then it goes up and up and up. But the gradual trend over time is really nice. It's going. Let me go back to September the 1st this year to today. Click on apply there. So as you can see here, buys and sells. The buys are green, the sells are red. This just shows that I've had what, 22 buys on that day. No, sorry, 30. Am I on the right one? Yep, 30 buys. And how many sells? 22 sells. So buy, sells, and you can see that kind of correlates with how well Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin tanks, then you're not going to see so much on here. Yeah. So days like this, obviously Bitcoin's quite bullish, making lots of buys and sells. Main synced minus 32, and yeah, I was experimenting with shorting. Still don't know how to use that. Hot 31% profit. That was a good one. ICX 23%. See, things can go up way beyond what you put your trailing stop loss to if you give it enough wiggle room. Alright. Why hasn't this worked? Holding time. Average 8 hours. Some are a few minutes, some are a few hours, some are several days, some are weeks if they end up as being bags, and you've got to wait weeks for them to clear. Most traded coins, is that, yeah, Ethereum, 175 times. Shiba, quite a lot. Why isn't this populated properly? Let me just do this. Sometimes it fixes it. No, I think this time period that I've got in here is too long. Let's go from October 1st to today. Ah, that's more like it. Like I was saying, this is from 1st of October. You can see things trend upwards, and then you get all these, you know, Bitcoin tanks. Well, everything tanks together. So you might have 10 open positions, and you might have only, I don't know, $100 USDT left in reserve, and you can't DCA, and everything tanks together, and you might be 10 or 20% down just after 1 or 2 days. But you know, if you're patient, you stick at it, you know, the trend, as they say on YouTube a lot, all these technical analysts, they will say, if in doubt, when in doubt, zoom out. And this each of these data points is 1 day. So you can see the trend is going up. We've had a big tank there. When was that? What was the 12th of the 3rd? Hang on. 3rd of the 12th. Ah, this is September, isn't it? Now, if you've got a big tank like this, usually means Bitcoin tanked. So that was 3rd and 4th, and I think, yeah, 3rd and the 4th of September. Let's look back. 1 day chart. Sorry, December. December. 3rd. Yeah, that represents this. The Bitcoin comes down like that, tanks big time. How much did it drop? From its peak there, it tanked 30%. Obviously, if you've got if you spent all of your money on cryptos and everything tanks, all the other altcoins tank with Bitcoin, sometimes more than Bitcoin, well, obviously it's going to affect your stats like that. But if you zoom out, you'll see an upwards trend. This is a temporary dip within an upwards trend. Give it another 2 years from here, and all of this here will be just a tiny blip, and it'll be well down here. Yeah. So when in doubt, zoom out. As you can see, some nice profits. You can see more than 1% per day is absolutely possible. It's just not possible every day. So you look at that, 0.68%. 0.0. Sometimes you get 0%. It's alright, because all these big days here compensate you for these crappy days. Alright? It's also important why we keep reserve USDT, because after Bitcoin's crashed, well, it's good to have some money to trade with as Bitcoin starts coming back up again. Working on like a rotation basis. Yeah? Alright, I've waffled way too long, and let's have a look at that paper trading bot. Has it bought anything? Not yet. Everything's still too high. Let's flick through. Yeah, everything's still too high. So you've missed out on it actually buying. But, you know, it does work, as you can see on the real money bot. The only settings that are different on my real trading bot is like the trailing stop loss level and the buying amounts. I had the paper trading bot to buy $50, didn't I? This one is buying $11 or $12. In fact, let me check that. Yeah, I've got it set to $12, which is 0.09% of my total fund. I type 0.1. Yeah, it'll bump that up to $13. Just change that there. Alright, save that. Now remember, this number, this will go up. So I think that basically means 0.1% basically means I've got 13,577-ish dollars in total assets. That's all my bags, that's all my USDT, and all of those open positions that are in profit right now. Combined is $13,577. So it's taking 0.1% of this money, which equals $13.57. We just round it down to $13 for each buy order. Now if you're only opening 10 positions, well, that's $130 in play at any one time. Now I'm being very careful right now, like I mentioned earlier, because I really don't know what Bitcoin's doing. It's looking a bit more promising right now because of this little pump here. And you know, once a few of these sell, I might, and as long as Bitcoin's still looking promising and we get like 50k, 53k, I'll start using $100 per buy order each time again, because I'll feel a little bit safer then. So yeah, I mean, these automated bots, guys, you cannot just set it up and leave it forever. You do have to monitor them. You don't have to sit there all day long staring at the screen. That would be pointless. That wouldn't be... The whole point of having an automated bot is so that you don't have to stare at charts all day, and you can still make money on autopilot. It's not always perfect. Sometimes you have to change settings around. Bitcoin becomes bearish like this here. Well, settings of $100 per buy order and, you know, trailing stop loss 7% with a drop of 2 wouldn't make sense up there, because as Bitcoin's coming down like that, nothing is going up by 7%. Even in these little rises, I mean, you can see that there, and it dips, and then it comes up. Would that be 7%? Well, let's have a look. No. It'd be 1.5%. So the bot could buy there, based on the 5-minute chart. It could end up buying around here. It could go up 1.5%, and you're rubbing your hands together. You go, yay! And then suddenly, it tanks. So the trading stop loss hasn't been activated at 1.5% because you've set it to 7. That's why 7 wouldn't really work on this downtrend. So yeah, you do have to keep an eye on the bot. You have to be careful. Don't be too greedy and don't be too conservative. So with a downtrend like that, in hindsight, maybe 2% trading stop loss activated with a 0.5% drop would be good. Or if you knew this was going to happen, if you knew for sure this was going to happen because you're good at TA, or you know somebody who's good at TA, well then you could possibly go in the bot and go, right, well, we're going to have a big drop soon, so switch off the buying. Does that make sense, guys? Alright, I'm going to love you and leave you. Links below. It's been a long video. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, secret sauce. If you want that secret sauce, just get Cryptohopper through my link. It's free. No extra charge for Cryptohopper, just for going through my link. And I'll benefit, and you'll benefit. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Alright? Take it easy, take care, and have a wonderful new year, guys. Bye-bye.